current transport. Please keep it seated with your hands, arms, feet and legs inside, and remember to watch your children.
So friends, if we can all just watch our hands, arms, feet, and legs, those doors are closing on our right. The Sunday sign award. Twin day. That means let's go. Now, hello everyone. My name is Selena. I'm going to be your safari guide for the day.
Jumbo!
Now, is this anybody's first time on a safari? Can I see some hands? I'll got a few in here. Ooh, a lot of returning friends too. All the good thing is we always got some new animals joining us. Exciting news, we even have some baby flamingos that may or may not be hatching right now.
What?
Perfect timing. So sure enough, friends, we're gonna head straight on into the Aturi forest. Now our animal friends within this forest, they have camouflage coats. So this means that they excel in the game of hide and seek. So my friends, if you see an animal, feel free to point at them. This will just help me know where they're at as well as others. I'd love to tell you as much as I possibly can about all these incredible animals. Oh, sure enough, I'm seeing some arms, some fancy pants
No, it's not.
over
It's
to
no
my
copy.
right.
Copy.
Now these are our beautiful okapi. I like to say that they're copying a zebra stripes, but believe it or not, they're
They're a
actually
giraffe.
the only relative of the giraffe. Now we can
Copy.
see that because they have the same giraffe-like skull structure, even the same prehensile tongues. Now prehensile, that's just a fancy word for finger-like, so it means they can wrap their tongue around a leaf and yank it off a branch with ease. Just an easier way to get to all their snacks. Now we got a sleepy friend hanging out over here to my left.
Oh,
A beautiful
a rhino.
black rhino. He's gonna weigh in at 3,000 pounds. Now get a good look at that pretty little face. You can hear his ears twitching because he hears us. Oh, hello. Now you can see that he has a pointed snout. Now this is gonna help him tear branches off of bushes and even trees. A big old part of his diet.
Oh, look right here, right here.
On my right, we're gonna see quite a few species over here. Now in front, these are our greater kudu.
Yeah.
Now we know that these are lady greater kudu because they don't have any horns. Our handsome males, they have long spiral horns. Now way in the back, those are our bongo. They're a little bit darker, have brighter, wider stripes. Now bongo, they were so good at hiding that they were known as the ghost of the forest. We didn't even know they were a species until after the 1900s. Now up ahead, friends, on my left-hand side, my favorite couple, our saddle-billed storks.
Oh.
Now they are mated for life, but some even say they have the perfect relationship. Believe it or not, they have no vocal cords, so they can't talk to each other.
Oh.
Now, of course, they can't communicate. They're going to communicate by rattling their bills back and forth, just to let each other know when food or possibly danger is around. Now, friends, we're going to make our way out of the forest. We're going to start rolling down the river. Now, the river is incredibly important to our animals. It's going to supply all the watering holes, but it will come with its very own sets of perils. Now, my friends, on the right-hand side, you're going to see a dark mass underneath the water. Now, this is our Nile hippopotamus.
There he is, to the right.
Now, they can hold their breath for an incredible 8 minutes. They're going to spend most of the daylight hours underneath the water, trying to protect their sensitive skin from the harsh sun. At night, they'll even sleep under the water, just like some of these lovely ladies to our left, which you can see a lot better. Now they're gonna even sleep in the water. They'll sink on down to the bottom. Now they're gonna float back up to take a deep breath, and they'll sink animal program, the reason that we're allowed to have all these incredible animals. They're even welcoming some new lives here today. Now our hippos, they'll get out of the water at night. They'll graze up to 2 miles, eating over 80 pounds of vegetation. That's more than even their babies weigh when born.
Wow.
Now hanging out with them over here, these are our pink-backed pelicans. Now they're large, gray and white. They have the thick bills. Now of course they may not look very pink right now, but that beautiful coloration is going to set in during mating season, helping them find the perfect mate. Now friends, prepare yourself. Up ahead we're about to cross a very dangerous bridge.
No.
On my left-hand side, you're going to see the toothy grin of our Nile crocodile. Now they're believed to be one of the oldest species on the earth, dating back to even dinosaur times. Some famous tall friends on my right, our beautiful Maasai giraffe.
Yeah.
Now they're going to grow up to 16 to even 20 feet tall. And we know that these are Maasai giraffe in particular because they have dark rigid spots. As we look around, try to get a good view of their purple tongues. They're going to have purple tongues in order to protect them from sunburn. Now giraffes are going to spend 16 to 20 hours a day eating. Now they're only going to get about 30 minutes of REM sleep at night.
That's great.
Now on my left-hand side, my friends, you're going to see the most successful predators on the savannah. Now these are our African wild dogs. Now they're also known as painted dogs. They're known for their beautiful coloration on their coats. Now they may look cute and cuddly, but they have over a 90% success rate.
That's insane.
Now how do they do it? They're going to take turns chasing their prey until eventually it collapses from exhaustion, guaranteeing them a nice and easy meal. Now on my left, we're going to see our sable antelope. They're the reserve's logo. Now, I like to call them the sable able because those horns are able to save their life, especially from one large feline in particular known to pounce on backs. Now on my right and my left, you're going to start seeing these large red structures. These are termite mounds. Now not only are termites a good protein-filled snack for our friends, but the mounds themselves are going to serve as scratching posts. So some of our taller friends, as you can see out there, they're going to come against these, wiggle around, just to get that itch they can't quite reach. One nice little fun fact is you will never see a giraffe lay down out in the wild. It's much too dangerous. It'll take them far too long to stand back up. So you will only ever see a giraffe lay down on a reserve such as this, where they know they're safe 100% of the time.
Can I see the baby giraffe?
Now believe it or not, we have the same number of vertebrae in our necks as they do theirs. It's going to be 7 in total. Now of course theirs are going to be much larger, much denser. Now to keep up with that large neck, they're going to need a big old heart. So their heart's going to grow up to 2 feet long.
Wow.
usually a good sign that animals are joining us. Now out there you're gonna see the largest antelope. He's hanging out by some brush over there. Now those are our eland, Patterson's eland to be specific. Now not only are they the largest, standing at a 6 foot tall, with that handsome man hiding out in the brush right behind this lady back there, you can even see how stocky and muscly he is. Now, of course, some famous striped friends on our right-hand side, our beautiful Hartman's Mountain Zebra, even our babies out there. Now, they are one of the friendliest species of zebra. If you look close, you can see what makes them unique. It's an extra skin flap on their neck. If they ever get a little too warm, they're going to outstretch it. It's going to allow blood to circulate, cooling them off.
What?
Now, hanging out with them back there, those large gray animals, those are wildebeest over to our right. Extremely herd-minded, traveling in herds up to 1.5 million. Now, way in the back, you're going to see some tiny antelope. Those are springbok. They live up to their name incredibly well. They're going to jump over 6 feet high, over a 13-foot distance. Now, right behind our lovely giraffe friend here, we're going to see some very large horned friends. Now, those are our beautiful Ankoli cattle. Now, believe it or not, they were actually seen as a symbol of wealth at one point. A good way to talk about love. Now, the more rich brown their coat was, but the more money you had. Now, the more white they had on their coat, unfortunately, it depreciated their value, but it still meant that you had a good chunk of change in your pocket. Now, friends, I'm starting to see a lot of knockdown trees, even some large tree limbs. Now, we only have one friend big enough to do something like this. I wonder if he's out today. Oh, we do have some friends over on the left, however, and the right. Goodness, perfect timing for both.
Whoa, look, Kelly.
Our right-hand side, our male African elephant. He is believed to be matured at the ages of 13 to 14. We can see him flapping his ears a lot. It's because there are thousands of blood vessels in those ears. So that flapping motion is going to assist in cooling them down. Up to 15 degrees. On my left-hand side, you're going to see the largest species of monkey, the mandrill. If you know Rafiki from The Lion King, he's actually loosely based off the mandrill. They're known for the bright red and blue colorations on their face. Now back to our beautiful male African elephant. Now, when he's believed to be matured, his parents are going to kick him out of the herd. Now at this point in his life, he's going to have two options. He's either A, going to go off and create a herd of his very own, or B, he's going to live a more bachelor lifestyle. Maybe joining one or two other males, and that'll be the largest that their herd ever grows. Now, of course, we saw him flapping those ears. Those ears are great for hearing as well. Now, elephants do have another unique way of hearing. They can hear through the vibrations in the ground with their hooves. So, my friends, as we cross over this bridge, we're letting our lady elephants know that we're on the way. Now, if our lady elephants ever happen to think we were a predator, they'd outstretch those big old ears. They'd let out a honk honk. They'd let the rest of the herd know to run. Now, speaking of the herd, we're coming upon a red clay pit. Now, elephants are herbivores, meaning that they only eat plants. So, unfortunately, sometimes they will miss out on certain aspects of their diet. So, our elephants, they're going to use their big, strong tusks and even their hooves. So, they're going to get themselves a big old scoop of this red clay. Now, believe it or not, they're going to eat it. Now, not only is this great just for this little lady over here to my left, it's going to be awesome for her skin, even her coat. But it's also going to help clear out their digestive tracts as well, which is a lot less pretty, my friends. Now, of course, we would never judge our beautiful girl on her weight, but she's going to grow up to and even over a ton. Now, if you look close, you may notice that they look a little dirty. That's because they're throwing mud and even dirt on their very own backs. It's going to act as a natural sunscreen, protecting their very sensitive skin. It was actually thanks to our Wildlife Foundation that we were able to find out that elephants are going to avoid bees at nearly all costs. So unfortunately in Africa, our elephants are being pushed from their homes due to deforestation. So that's bringing them into cities, and they're trampling over crops, destroying farmers' livelihoods. So unfortunately, farmers are retaliating in harsh ways. Well, thanks to our program, we were able to put beehives at every single fence post. Not only is it great for the crops, for pollinating them, but saving our elephants from going anywhere near it, and saving them from the harsh retaliation. Now we can see all of our elephants, even the behind of our elephants, trying to keep cool today. Our friends, while they're trying to keep cool, we got some other friends out here trying to enjoy the weather. Our greater Flamingo.
Oh my gosh, the baby.
Now look closely, friends. The little lady all the way on the left-hand side, she is laying on an egg that is hatching underneath her right now. Now look closely, friends, even right behind her, you can see some of those hatchlings. They're the little gray puffballs. They are precious. Now you may be wondering, why in the world are they gray? They're flamingos. They're supposed to be pink. Well, that's because they get their beautiful coloration from a strict diet of brine shrimp. So those babies out there, they're not going to turn pink until around 2 years of age, when they finally eat enough shrimp to turn pink. Rhino have been around. Now they quite literally will make their very own mud hole, as we see to our left. They'll find a little patch of water and they'll stomp around in it until it's the perfect consistency. Now at that point they're going to roll around in it, trying to cake themselves in as much mud as possible. Now this again is going to act as a natural sunscreen, protecting their very sensitive skin from the sun's harsh rays. Now make sure we're keeping our eyes peeled on the left-hand side. These felines in particular, they're known for their amazing camouflage, but even more, their incredible speed. On my left-hand side are our cheetah.
Cheetah, where?
She's way back in the back, hanging out by the tree lines. They blend in incredibly
Right
well.
back there on the left.
Now she's right in front of her hut. We can see the little tail wagging.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Now they can reach speeds of 60 miles an hour in just 3 seconds, faster than some of our very own vehicles. But my friends, with great speed comes very little strength, so they're going to need to hunt during the day. So if we get a good look at our lady's face, we can see that they have black markings around their eyes and even their mouths. Right way to our left, they love to hide right out of sight. We can just see some of our lovely ladies as we circle around. Now those dark markings, those are going to help protect them from the glare of the sun. Now when the sun goes down, that's when our larger cats are going to come out to play. Now lions in particular, they're going to hang out on large rock formations called copies. Now lions are nocturnal friends, so this is their nighttime right now. Now lions sleep an incredible 16 to 20 hours a day. They try to conserve all their energy for the nighttime. Our male lion, he's going to have a big old bushy mane. He's the protector of the pride. He wants to make sure that everybody's safe at all times. Our lovely lioness, she's the fierce huntress. She's going to go out at night and make sure that everybody has a good meal to come home to.
Oh, here he
And
comes.
we have an assortment to my right. First, you can see that little baby coming right towards us.
Hey.
Now that is Ranger. He's a cutie. Now he is a white rhino. They're going to grow up to 5,000 pounds.
Oh. Oh.
Now, what's unique about them is they have a more square-shaped jaw structure. This is because they're grazers, unlike the black rhino. So they need to get a little closer to the ground to bite off a big old chunk of grass. Now, I do see a few friends in the back, but I'd like to focus on that little brown antelope in front of
Ostrich.
us. His name's Sebastian. He's a Montauk. Now, Sebastian is literally the oldest living Montauk on this earth currently. Now, there we got some friends. They're known for singing Hakuna Matata.
There he
Now,
goes,
to
up there
our
by the tree.
left, they're gonna have 2 sets of tusks. You can see
right
one in
here.
the front and in the back. Now their upper sets of tusks, those are for digging burrows, the large holes that you see. Now their bottom sets of tusks, those bad boys are for self-defense. So at night they're gonna back on into their burrows, leaving those tusks out, just in case something ever happens to show up. They're always safe. Now of course out there, first you're gonna see some white antelope. Those are scimitar horned oryx. Now their horns are named after the sword, the scimitar. You may have seen it in a movie called Aladdin. They can go an incredible 9 months without touching a single drop of water. They can serve it all in their body. Now, of course, out there we see our ostrich, and up here we can see why she's hanging around so much. Now, ostrich, especially because of their eggs, are extremely territorial, even slightly aggressive sometimes. Don't try to pet the pretty birdie, they do like finger food. Now, they can reach an incredible 43 miles an hour. This bus can only go 8. Now, not only are they extremely strong, but even the eggshells are strong. They're strong enough for a full-grown man to stand on an egg without it ever cracking. Now, one single ostrich egg, it's going to have the same nutritional value as 36 regular chicken eggs. Oh, well, now it is a lucky day indeed. Jesus the Warden has some of his very own pets out. Now our Warden, he was having a bad problem. All this wiry underbrush was taking over his crops, drowning out his livelihood. So he had to call in some backup. Our Nigerian dwarf goats. Now not only are they precious, but they're gonna eat all the wiry underbrush that no other animal's gonna want to touch. Now at the same time, they're gonna produce a sweet, nutritious milk. This milk's gonna sell for quite the pretty penny down on the market. Now, one of my personal favorite things about them is the incredible fact that they can scream just like a human. So our Warden's gonna get some very interesting wake-up calls. Now, unfortunately, our goats were our last animals on our safari today, but of course I want to end on a positive note. Now, friends, please know that we can all help these animals. The easiest ways count. Now, the first and easiest thing we can do, friends, is just share some of the information that we learned here today. Knowledge is power, so the more we know, the more we can help. Now, the second thing we can do, of course, is conserve our resources. Now, this is just turning off the light we're not using, or maybe even taking a shower just a few minutes shorter than we normally would. This will help us save up on our resources and learn to share a bit better with our animal friends. Now, of course, there's no nation like donation. Missy's going to match every single donation to our Wildlife Foundation 100%. At any merchandise location. If you donate over $1, you're going to get a beautiful elephant conservation pin, just to show off to your friends and family that you're a hero. Now, if I have any awesome wilderness explorers on board, please note page 15 of your handbook. You're going to be writing Simba 1. That is Simba as in the lion, number 1. Now, this is also a good time to double check for all of our valuables. Now, of course, this includes cell phones, wallets, and even children. Any left behind will be put to work. Now, friends, if you want to see even more incredible animals, you can head on over to Rafiki's Planet Watch. Over there, you can even pet some goats. Now, of course, if you want to take a nice little stroll, you can head on over to Gorilla Falls. Over
Great
there,
spot.
you can see meerkats, neck and mole rats, and of course, gorillas. Now, if you would like to go get in some air conditioning on a warm day like today, we are lucky enough to have a lot of our shows come back very recently too, especially The Lion King. Now, it's right before you cross over the bridge to your right. Now, it's a lot of fun. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Now, friends, also, no two safaris are the same. So if you join us again, you could get, of course, a different driver. But, you know, I'd love to see you again. But if you get a different driver, you can learn all new facts, even see other amazing animals. say goodbye. It's much too sad, much too final. Here we say Quaharini. That means go well, friends. Now, my name's Selena. It's been a pleasure having ya. I hope you enjoy your adventure here at Animal Kingdom.